Hi everybody, welcome. We're here today to interview Banshee and ask her more about her background and history with tarot and divination. How you doing?
Hey, just fine. How about you?
Are you ready for those questions?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Well, number one, how long have you been actually working with tarot and divination?
Well, I don't like to give my age. Okay, I do. So I'm 62, and I have been working with divination since before my 10th birthday. I can't say for certain, but I'm pretty sure I was introduced to regular playing card divination at age about 8 years old.
Very
It's
good.
a long time.
So what was that got you interested in tarot and divination?
Well, basically it was my aunts and my mom. They would squirrel away in one of my aunt's bedrooms and shut the door. And before long, I started going in there and seeing what they were doing. And they were telling cards with a regular deck of playing cards that they had marked in a variety of ways. And they had a special method of reading them. And I watched and watched, and I finally decided, hey, I want to do this too. And so my aunt would read for me, and I basically learned from her, and I started reading for all my friends. I was a big hit in late grade school and high school, reading for all my friends. And then I met you, Mr. Oberon, and you introduced me to the tarot. And that was what? I was about 20 years old, I think, at the time?
19.
About 1920.
1976.
Yep.
Well, you sort of answered this, but besides tarot, what other types of divination do you do?
Well, I didn't answer it completely now because I've expanded a bit since those early days. But yes, I do read with a regular deck of playing cards, some real old school divination things. I also read a variety of oracular decks. Of late, I've been studying and working with the Lenormand cards, which are really awesome and very much, to me, old school divination. They're rich with symbology and depth, and I'm enjoying taking on that study.
Well, besides things like that, then what would you say are your top 3 tarot or divination decks?
Oh my goodness, top three. Well, oh dear, I'm going to have to get up for a minute to grab one of them, but I would say to you that one of them, and one of the things that I am most enamored with in recent years, is Ciro Marchetti tarot decks. I started with his Legacy of the Divine deck, and then I ended up with his one of his later decks, the Tarot. Well, actually, it might have been an earlier deck that he had republished, the Tarot of Dreams. And the Tarot of Dreams is a really awesome tarot deck. I'm going to hold up it's a little bit of light here. There we go. The Chariot, for example. And also to show you another one that I really like, because his court cards are very evocative. I mean, those faces, they look like they're staring right through you sometimes. I just love his decks. And also, he has branched out and has created a Lenormand deck. And
You just mentioned that.
I did. I'm sorry. And a Kipper deck, which is, I think, maybe originated from Germany. When he did the Kipper deck, though, he kind of made it with Victorian style theme. So he is top on my list lately for sure. But I like to dabble with all sorts of decks. We have quite the collection of cards here. And I'm not going to get into some of my other favorite oracles today, but I will say another deck that I'm enjoying using lately is a newly released Cat Tarot. And
Yeah.
this is done by Chronicle Books. And by the way, I did not mention, but Ciro Marchetti decks are published by US Games Inc. And it's like I said, very awesome decks. But this cat deck is really fun. This is so evocative of the spirit of the cat combined with the spirit of the tarot. Here, just look at that gorgeous card, the Lovers. Oh gosh, isn't it just adorable? Very adorable cards.
I like that one with the rainbow I saw a moment ago.
Oh, that one, if I can find it again, I probably buried it.
It was just beyond these ones. There it is.
Oh yeah, that of course is a wand card, the Ace of Wands, I believe. Yep. And so you can see the free spirit of the tarot. And yeah, I believe wands are like all the little wand kind of toys that you can play with the cat. So it's kind of fun. So I really like it. It's very evocative. Look at death. Here's another great one. I'll show you that one. The vacuum cleaner. Fate worse than death. So as you can see, I like to experiment a lot. I think I only gave you 2 decks there, didn't I?
That's correct. You owe us one.
I missed one. Honestly, there are just so many. It's hard for me to pick right now. I would have to say, I don't have it down here, but I love the Shapeshifter Tarot as well. And that was, I believe, a Llewellyn deck, and I cannot say for sure who the author of that one is at this time, unfortunately.
Well, maybe we'll mention that some other time.
We will definitely get back to you on that one.
Okay, back to our questions then. Is there a specific tarot card you feel represents you or that you strongly relate to?
Funny you should ask that question. There's been a few things I've related to over the years. The Fool for a long time was a very important card to me. But I would say the card that I've always related to is the Hermit. And the Hermit, I look at him as a sage, but I also look at him as a seeker, seeking knowledge. He's carrying the light of knowledge, and also maybe he's sharing that knowledge with others who will deign to find him in his cave. And that's kind of me, because I've done a lot of solitary study with the cards over the years, and it's been a very solitary journey on a lot of levels.
Isn't there something about the number 9?
Yes, there is. The number 9 is
You're welcome, by the way.
Oh. The number 9 is my birth number, my destiny number. I mean, 9s are everywhere. My given name, my birth name is numerology 9, and also Banshee is numerology 9.
Awesome.
What does the number 9 mean, Oberon? If I could ask you a question.
Well, strictly in numerological terms, 9s tend to be, if it's your name or destiny number, it may associate the end of the cycle, as in you have actually moved through all of your fated earthly incarnations. But in some other ways, it has within it to the power of 3, because 3 times 3 is 9. So a lot of people who do certain types of energy workings may use that invocation of 3 times 3 times 3. I know that's more than 9, but it has a nice ring to it when you're chanting it. Things like that. What else do you think?
I just feel that, yes, what you said, basically that I have achieved a very, in soul ages, they consider that maybe the top. Maybe after this lifetime, I'm moving on to bigger and better things.
Well, then, why don't you explain a little bit more about your psychic and intuitive abilities?
Well, I've always felt I was a sensitive person, and it largely stems from the fact that I am an empath. I pick up things from people. I always like to say that I don't see auras, but I feel auras. I feel the energy around people as opposed to actually visually seeing that field. And so I pick up things from people. And I also have had this uncanny ability with timing. I can't explain it, but I seem to be at the right place at the right time in my life. And I believe, there's always been a lot of synchronicities around me. And I've also been able to pick up a lot of future events.
There's a time, and the time is now, and it's right for me.
A little bit of yes you're throwing in there.
So tell us, why do you like to read for others?
Well, I believe you said in your interview that you feel it's a service, and so do I. I also feel that anything I can do to provide some enlightenment or inspiration to others through the cards. I mean, sometimes the cards give bad news for sure, and I don't try to sugarcoat anything. What I try to do is show people how they can work through that energy, because we all have to face difficulties and struggles in our lives. There's just no question about that, and I try to be as honest as possible, and I hope that I can get people to move forward, in a positive way, whether they're going through good times or bad.
And that means that we're finally at our final question. Hopefully this is the money shot, as it were. Is there anything else you would like to share with our viewers?
Well, I'm just hoping that this program we're putting together is going to be a great experience for you as well as us. And I hope we all learn from each other. That's the goal for me. Is I'm hoping that not only will I be able to show you things, that you, the audience, too, will be able to inform us as well and give us ideas and thoughts that can make this live stream really take off.
So that's it for today, and we'd like to thank you for watching. We hope you'll come and tune in with us next week when we debut on our YouTube channel. That information will be relayed shortly. But also go to our Facebook page, TFT, Tarot for Today, and like us there if you will. And live long and prosper.
See you till next time.